Yo, what is up, guys? It is your host, Stacey Samurai here, and welcome to the channel. Yeah, sorry to go ahead and just drop by unexpectedly. It's just the fact that your boy is honestly quite exhausted. I've been doing nothing more but the entire day, just doing stuff, and honestly, I really have like low energy. I don't even think I can make this video like 30 minutes long, but we'll see. But besides that, guys, I want to go ahead and thank you all so much for your support. I know I've been away for the channel for 4 days now due to the fact that my family came over to visit last week. But now that they're not here, I can go ahead and go back to the regular uploading schedule. So here it is. Really hope you guys do enjoy the channel. Really hope you guys do enjoy the content. And besides that, guys, hopefully you guys just enjoy yourselves in general. And yeah, why don't we go ahead and get started with another part 2. What if Asta had Acnologia's powers? So once again, I apologize. And either way, let's begin.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do?
Alright, guys, let's go ahead and get started with the video. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. And either way, let's begin. So we now start off with the fight against Vetto and Rya against Asta. Now, these guys go ahead and instantly blitz into action, as Rya will be the one to start off. He approaches Asta instantly using light magic, as he will then appear right in front of him with the light blade, as he swings it directly to Asta's neck, intending on decapitating him. However, Asta was way ahead of him. As soon as the light blade approaches, Asta would then suddenly just flip over him easily, as this is when he will then appear right above him, as he will try to slam an axe kick directly into his skull. At this, with a mighty roar, however, this is when suddenly Vetto would then intercept him, as he would then throw a beast claw directly into Asta's face. "How you like that, you pathetic human?" he would shout, as he then throws the attack, hitting Asta as he gets sent flying. At this, seeing that the attack was not working, Rya would once again vanish in a bright light, as he would then appear right in the direction where Asta was heading. At this, he would already form multiple light blades around him, as he would then say, "Sorry, but you're too much of a threat to be left alive," as he would then suddenly throw multiple light blades at Asta, who didn't react at all to the attacks. At this, Asta would actually allow himself to be hit by the attacks, as they can do nothing more but watch as he will be engulfed in light. At this, both Vetto and Rya will have a smile on their face. However, this one suddenly bursting through the smoke, you will then see Asta with a very predatory gaze. "Is that all? My turn." At this, Asta would suddenly begin to rampage, as he actually Larry crawls on all fours as he rushes over to Rya. Now at this, Rya, of course, seeing this, would try using his light magic to dodge. However, as soon as he does, this is when suddenly Asta would then appear right in front of him just as he was about to teleport. "No, you're not escaping." At this, Asta would then grab him by the neck, as he would then suddenly drag him through the ground as he rushes towards Vetto. Now Vetto, seeing his friend being dragged, would then suddenly rush over to Asta as he revs up his beast magic. "You bastard!" he would shout as he goes ahead and throws an attack at Asta. However, Asta would easily dodge the attack, as this one suddenly he would then land a very powerful gut punch into Vetto, as he then suddenly, hangs over. "Oh no, I'm not done with you yet." Grabbing Rya by the arm, he would then suddenly slam Rya into Vetto, as he would then grab both of them and throw them to all the houses directly in the Witch's Forest. As everyone who was there, who was witnessing the battle, can do nothing more than watch in shock, as Asta was completely obliterating these two monsters. Now, Ryan, might I remind you, they both have the third eye awakened. So Asta is facing off against people who have a ginormous amount of power and also have magic that they never seen before. But yet he's toying with them. He's acting as if it was easy, which to Asta it was. At this, Asta once again feels it, the power, the strength. He loved it. And now that these two guys were getting serious, Asta can't help but think that it was time for him to get serious too. Alright, that seems like it's enough of a warm-up, Asta would think, as he then gets ahead and crouches down. At this, we would then suddenly see as Asta begin to power up, as everyone can see nothing more but bluish tints of magic just radiating off of him. "What is it?" All of them can do nothing more but think as they watch as Asta's magic seem alive almost. As this one suddenly he will then begin to develop it. Scale-like features. His eyes become hardened in stone, as suddenly Asta would then let out a mighty roar that sounded exactly like a dragon. It was so powerful that it was shaking the very foundation of the Witch's Forest. "Dragon Force," Asta would think in his mind as he would enter the transformation. At this, both Rya and Vetto, actually now getting up from the attack that Asta thrown at them, would see Asta in his strongest form, the very form that he used to finish them off last time. "Damn it! If we continue this on, he's gonna end this again. We can't allow this to happen." both Rya and Vetto would not, as they would then go ahead and instantly blitz into attacking Asta. However, Asta, now that he was in Dragon Force, was way more powerful than these two can even handle. At this, both of them would throw their respective attacks, but Asta, he would walk towards them as they throw the attacks. And just like that, he would then be hit by them. At this, a big boom would then be heard as it would then shake the foundation once again. As, of course, Noel, Magma, and Luck, that were currently right now taking care of the other threats, also saw this as they were actually, not thinking like, is Asta okay? However, once again, a ginormous amount of magic energy began to flow through the area. At this, now this pretty much confirms everyone's suspicion as Asta's magic is so unordinary that it's almost as if it was alive. And to them, currently right now, it looked like it was alive, as the silhouette of a dragon would then suddenly appear out of the smoke, as it would then let out a roar, pushing it away. At this, you then see calmly right there, just taking the attack as if it was nothing. You'll see Asta, as he would have both Rya and Vetto right in front of him. I got you. At this, both Rya and Vetto, seeing now they fucked up, would try getting away, only for Asta to grab both of them, as he would then suddenly jump up high in the air. At this, Vetto and Rya would try prying off Asta's arms, but it was pointless as his grip strength was way too powerful. And so, due to this, it wasn't all that surprising as Asta would suddenly slam them both into the ground over and over again, as he would legit do nothing more but begin to stomp them out. At this, seeing this, both Rya and Vetto came to the conclusion they weren't strong enough to beat this guy. Even with these new forms, even with this power, it wasn't enough. And seeing the circumstances, they realize that they have no choice. At this, Rya goes ahead and begins to charge up energy once again. As this is when suddenly he would then release a ginormous light blade as he uses it to actually try to attack Asta. However, it's not what you think. He doesn't use it to pierce Asta or do him damage. No, he just uses it to push him away or blind him at least. However, just as soon as he does so, Asta, as he was getting pushed into the air, would eat the blade in an instant as he goes ahead and lets out a dragon's roar just as Vetto and Rya try to get up. Damn it! At this, Rya would then suddenly open a portal as he copied it from the spatial magic mage as he tries to fall into it along with Vetto. However, the attack would be so powerful it would actually push them through as they actually end up taking the damage. Damn it! As Rya would cry out in his mind, he would then suddenly be teleported directly in the area where he planted, this being far away from Asta. Damn it. That attack, he's definitely way more than I thought. Even with our powers, we're still not enough. He shouldn't be overwhelming us like this. At this, he would then turn to Vetto, as Vetto was currently on the ground wincing in pain, as literally his entire arm and leg were completely blown off by the attack. As Rya will look at him, he will see the ligaments being, regenerated. However, even he can't help but think, if this continues on any further, we're legit gonna die again. And I'm not sure if we're gonna even be able to come back. Realizing the trouble that they're in, this is when suddenly Rya will then begin to pick up on another familiar magic symbol. She's here. Just as Rya says this is when suddenly a screeching roar would then be heard, but not from Asta, and definitely not as powerful as his. As you will then see none other than Fana, as she was currently riding on her salamander, as she had a very, emotionless look on her face. However, even she could already tell the difference. So I see who was here. You guys got arrogant and left without me. At this, both Rya and Vetto can do nothing more but look down for a few seconds. As Vetto would then get up. It doesn't matter. He's strong, I give him that. He easily overpowered both of us. However, all three of us are here now. We can finish him. At this, although Vetto was saying this, Rya was not as convinced as both of them. As he could already tell, the power that Asta has was far beyond what they were capable of. The ability to absorb magic, the ability to actually just be able to resist magic, as it seems as if Asta was nearly invincible to them. He was able to beat both of them when they were both at full power. So what does adding one more gonna make a difference? At this is when finally Fana would then also end up getting the third eye as she turns to Rya. We can do this. At this, Rya can do nothing more but watch as his comrades once again get up, preparing for battle. As he looks at them, I'm telling you, we should escape. But at this, seeing that the look on their face and seeing that they're not going to go ahead and leave and run away, Rya can do nothing more but sigh. This is a bad idea. And due to this, as Rya opens up another portal as he prepares for combat, He also secretly gathers up a large amount of magic, but only just in case for a getaway. Back with Asta, he was currently right now pissed off as Rya had gone away. Bastard. As Asta was currently feeling like he was on a sugar rush or something. The influx of dragonic energy that was going through him was insane, as he felt like he wanted to take it even further. At this is when suddenly a few of the men that had not been taken care of would then suddenly appear. Just, who the heck are you? The leader would shout out like an idiot, as the rest of the men that were currently there were also quite smug about it, completely ignoring the fact that Asta had multiple amount of magic energy just radiating off of him. He was a real life monster, and they were currently poking him with a stick, thinking that it was going to be fun. At this, Asta then turns to them as he's in size. You're pathetic. You're weak. Your magic energy I can barely even sense it. At this, Asta would just insult them bluntly, causing them to get pissed off. Bastard! Men, attack! The supposed leader for them would then shout, as the rest of them would then suddenly rush at Asta. However, Asta would then gain a smirk on his face. At this, he did not want to let the feeling of Dragon Force just let up. It felt as if he was on a sugar rush and he was not going to go ahead and let up. Although these guys were not going to give him the challenge he deserved, at least he can at least do something. That can at least be a part of his warm-up. Due to this, Asta would suddenly rush them as he begins to demolish them, going on a rampage as they're not able to do nothing more but watch. The leader who was there can do nothing more but watch as Asta destroys his men completely. I can barely see him. 1 minute Asta was there, the next moment he was gone. And the next thing you know, you'll see a bunch of screams and pains as his men will fall down to the ground, bleeding at the head or getting completely just destroyed. As the leader was thinking this, he will be looking around frantically until he actually begins to think, wait a minute, where's the leader? At this, he honestly forgot, where was their leaders? They were nowhere to be found, which was Rya and Vetto. And due to this, he actually begins to panic as he decides that he needs to run away. However, just as he does, this one suddenly he would then see Asta appear right in front of him. I win. At this, just like that, the man would let out a scream as just like that, Asta would finish him off right there with a hand through his chest. Asta, now finishing off the job, would then throw the man's body away as he looks down, feeling frustrated. Didn't even consider a warm-up. I'm losing it. At this, Asta has a growling expression on his face, as the power-up that he got from Dragon Force was simmering down. But he didn't want it to. At this is when suddenly Asta's senses would then begin to go haywire as he sensed an attack approaching. Yes! At this, he would then suddenly be forced to dodge a ginormous stream of flames coming from the mouth of Salamander, as Fana was currently riding on top of it as she looks down at Asta. You'll pay what you did to Licht, Fana would say as she looks down at Asta. At this, Asta would then have a smile on his face as he sees a familiar third eye on her forehead. Good. I was afraid I was going to lose it. At this, Asta's predatory gaze was set upon her as he then dashes over to her, extending his fist, ready to punch her. However, this one suddenly appearing right in front of him, he would then be hit by the side by none other than Vetto. At this, Vetto would be laughing. You're wrong. If you think it's going to be a 2-on-1, then you're mistaken. At this, Asta will be sent flying as he goes ahead, but is easily able to tank the attack and recover. However, this one suddenly from above, he would then see none other than Rya. That's right, you're going up against all three of us. At this, the light blade would be coming down as Asta would then raise his fist to block it, as the light blade would shatter upon contact with Asta's skin. At this, Rya is of course upset about this, but he's not giving up as he would then suddenly vanish in a bright light, as this when suddenly, just like that, the rest of the members of the Midnight Sun begin to surround him. Alright, let's do this. At this when suddenly Rya would then suddenly surround Asta with multiple light rope as he would begin to tie up Asta. As he does so, Asta of course was going to break out of these ropes easily, but this one suddenly a stream of flames would then be approaching him as he then opens his mouth as he begins to absorb the power from Salamander. Keep on going, Fana would shout as she goes ahead and continues throwing the attack of the Salamander directly towards Asta as he continues absorbing it. However, while he does so, this one suddenly Vetto would then appear. Finally, we got you. At this, he would then suddenly wrap Asta's body in the cursed beast magic as Asta's arms would legit begin to be destroyed as the bones inside were getting destroyed, decimated until there was nothing left. At this, Asta grunts a little bit as he feels it, as the rest of the Black Bulls who were taking care and finally had taken care of the other threats would look on in shock. Asta! All of them would shout as they look at him. At this, Asta would continue absorbing his flames as his hair would be covering his eyes. No one would be able to see his expression. As for Asta, he would feel excited. Yes, this is exactly what I've been waiting for so long, Asta would say as he continued absorbing the flame of Salamander. As his magic output continues to grow and grow. I really have my back against the wall. This is a fight I've been waiting for. At this, the dragonic energy began to rise up even further. I want to get stronger. I want to fight against more strong opponents. This is it. This is what I've really been waiting for. At this, Asta had been waiting for this moment for so long. To test his limits, to go beyond. And this was it. This was the moment. As Asta currently, with nothing to lose, and everything to gain, this is when suddenly, just like that, he would stop absorbing the flames from Salamander as he would begin to charge up. At this, he would let out a mighty roar as everyone can see the magic output excelling as Asta would begin to legit go through some type of transformation. At this, just like that, a bright light would then be shown as it begins to flash around the entire witch's forest as everyone can do nothing more but watch. What's happening? Each one of them would think as they look on, as Vetto, Fana, and Rya would then suddenly be sent flying as well, as they're not able to do anything in the circumstance. His magic output, he's going beyond. What's happening? As they all thought this is when suddenly, just like that, as a bright light would then suddenly disappear. Asta was no more. He was gone. At this, everyone would look at Asta as Noel would be shouting for him. However, no one could see him. He was nowhere near. But this is when suddenly, just like that, a ginormous rumbling would then be heard. At this, the foundation of the very witch's forest would be shook as they can do nothing more but feel it. What's happening? At this, the witch of the forest would then begin to look up into the sky as she feels it. It can't be. But that's... At this is when suddenly, just like that, everyone would then look up as their eyes widen. Surrounding and covering the entire witch's forest, standing tall, blocking even the sun itself, we would see the silhouette as a ginormous black-scaled dragon would then be shown. At this, we'll look down at everyone below until he lets out a mighty roar. At this, the roar would destroy legit 50% of the witch's forest that had not been touched would instantly take damage from it as the houses were blown away from the wind as the shockwave will be sending everyone flying. At this, Fana and the rest of the members of the Animated Sun would look at him in horror. He really is a monster. At this, everyone can do nothing more but watch as even the Diamond King mages that were there were now retreating as they were nah, they didn't want no part of this. As watching this, also and suddenly turned to the direction of the Midnight Sun members, Vetto, Fana, and Rya. At this, all of them were looking at this in shock. But how? We had him tracked, victory was in our grasp, and then it slipped through our very fingers. At this, Rya would think this on his mind as he would look at Asta. As this is when suddenly Asta, who was there growling, would then suddenly begin to create multiple amount of light orbs. At these orbs begin to surround the entirety of the witch's forest, as all the enemies that were there would then suddenly see that the orbs were around them. What's going on? At this, Asta's eyes were seemingly glowing, as this is when suddenly he would then let out a massive roar. The roar once again destroying more of the witch's forest, as this is when suddenly the beams of light begin to strike down on all of the ones that Asta saw as his enemies, including the very leaders of the Midnight Sun. At this, Rya, Vetto, and Fana would then see as a ginormous beam would be approaching them, and it would not be one, it would be multiple. And just to say that these beams caused an enormous amount of damage will be an understatement. At this, as the beams went into pitting, everyone could do nothing more but scream out in terror as the witches were now retreating. They were now running away. Their home was legit getting destroyed by this monster. And the fact that Asta's energy output was so powerful that even from farther away places, people were sensing the ginormous amount of energy that was just being expelled, as they could do nothing more but wonder what is happening. Turning our attention away, we would then turn our attention to the Clover Kingdom, as Julius would be sitting down there, as he would be there. Honestly, he feels it, and he's not the only one. As bursting through the very kingdom itself, you'll see Marks as he pants. Julius, the magic output. As Marks was going to continue though, Julius would then raise his hand. I know. To think, Asta is so amazing. Julius would say as he has pretty much stars in his eyes, as he could already tell. The magic output was too familiar to him. After all, he was drawn into it. At this, he could even feel his own magic reacting to it slightly. As the citizens of the Clover Kingdom were like literally honestly shaken up by the powerful magic. At this, we now turn our attention back to everyone there. As we will see, just like that, the enemies were decimated. There was nothing left of them. As Asta will be roaming there, he'll be looking down at the members of the Adamantite Sun, as each and every single one of them were wounded brutally. At this, we will now turn our attention to the Black Bulls as they were watching Asta in shock. Asta is so damn manly, Magma would say. However, although he was saying this though, he was shaken up. The magic output that Asta was exerting was enough to make him tremble, to the point where he was literally trying his hardest not to just fall out unconscious. In luck, he was legit tweaking. This man, his senses were screaming at him to run. At this, he was honestly laughing as he looks at it. Yeah, that's just amazing. I swear I need to run. At this, he would say as he was clenching his fist hard as he tries not to think about running away, but it is difficult. As Noelle, she'll be looking at Asta, however, she worries as she doesn't know, does Asta even have control over this? And when did he ever test this out? They would definitely have done something this powerful before. As Asta was just there floating in the air, this is when suddenly Mars, who was there as the Diamond Kingdom mage just had also been there, he would then suddenly begin to rush over to the area. At this, he had been scared, but during the very last moments, right before Asta had landed the attack, he had saw her. At this, he'll be running towards her. No, I know it's you. Come on. At this, he was running fast until finally he ends up arriving at the area. It's you. At this, he'll be looking down as he would see his childhood friend, the one that he thought he ended so long ago, still alive, or at least she should have been. As currently right now, standing in a ginormous crater, we would see the mingled bodies of the leaders of the Adamantite Sun. Rya, Vetto, and Fana, they all had taken the hit. At this, Fana was currently there as she was wounded quite badly. However, not as bad as Vetto and Rya. Those guys were just not, like, they're gone. Legit, they took most of the blunt of the hit. However, she also ended up taking ginormous amounts of it, as Asta's hit has barely any weak points. So due to this, she was alive but hanging on. As she was panting, Mars would run over to her as he actually begins crying, begging her not to go. However, she says nothing more. Fana, who currently right now was, at this point, Fana was like knocked out. This ends up causing and actually releasing the original, which I don't really know her name. I mean, I do, but I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to call it the other personality, Fenzel. I think that's how you say it. I suck at names, dude. So, as Fenzel would, of course, end up waking up, she ends up looking at Mars one last time and she smiles. At this, seeing that she was there, he would hug her deeply as she was slowly fading away consciousness. Although she was happy she was able to see Mars one last time. As Asta was currently just still there, like laying, he'll then begin to once again release up in another ginormous amount of magic. He's still not done? Vanessa would shout. She looks at Asta. At this point, the Black Bulls were honestly not surprised, as they did not know what to think. At this, they'll be looking at Asta surprised, as he'll be making more and more ginormous orbs of magic. At this, the attack known as Internal Flare, which that was the name of Asta's attack, will once again begin to show. At this, as the orbs actually this time covering more of the witch's forest, now intending on wiping it out, along with the rest of the Black Bulls. At this, everyone can nothing more but watch as Mars continues holding on to his childhood friend, while the rest of the Black Bulls can do nothing more but watch. Asta, what the heck are you doing? Snap out of it! Magma would shout as he looks at him. At this, Luck would also begin to shout, yeah, Asta, what the heck is the big idea? If you want to fight, you might as well do it one-on-one. It's cowardly to go ahead and knock me out along with everyone else. At this, although Luck and Magma were saying this, they were honestly quite frightened. However, they were worried for Asta, as Noelle and Vanessa would be shouting out at him, telling him to snap out of it, but he wasn't. At this, Asta was once again releasing another roar as his magic begins to rev up. As we now turn a look into Asta's subconscious. At this, Asta was currently just walking around as he was sort of confused. What's going on here? At this, Asta one time, he was just remembering like he was in the middle of a fight. And he was honestly enjoying it. And the next thing you know, he felt ginormous. He felt powerful. he felt as if he could do anything. But then it's just like after that, it's almost as if he just lost his grip. As just like that, his grip on reality just vanished, and now he's just in this darkness that he doesn't have any idea about. Well, this is lame. Also, would say as he sits down there, not doing anything. I mean, I could train, but there's barely anything here to even consider a workout. So, due to this, Asta is currently just, well, stuck. At this, however, this one suddenly he'll then begin to sense his magic. Huh. At this, he'll then turn as this one just like that, as if his entire mind was just responding. His entire darkness will then suddenly be filled with blue as he'll be floating in it. His very own mana. Oh man, this is awesome, Asta would say, as he felt alive. However, this one also began to feel a stir in it. Wait, what? At this, Asta would then suddenly be pulled from his own mana as he feels himself being drowned in it. What the heck? You bastard? At this, Asta was currently trying to fight off against it, but it was overpowering as Asta could feel as if he was going up against the dragon itself. As he was getting dragged deeper and deeper into it, he'll go ahead and not despair, but he ended up laughing. Ha! To think I'll grow so strong that my own magic wants to fight me? Alright, bet. Let's find out who really is the best of one of us. As Asta will give out a laugh, he'll begin to actually once again trying to take control over his magic as he lets out a laugh and a roar for battle. As this is when we then turn our attention back to Asta in the present. As Asta was currently gearing up for an attack, ready to like legit wipe out everyone. This is when suddenly you'll then begin to slow down until it finally begins to stop. At this, everyone can see nothing more as they see like these orbs of death as they suddenly just vanish. Well, not vanish, they lose power quickly. And they just get back into Asta. They get absorbed by him. At this, Asta, who was flying up in the air, would then suddenly begin to collapse, as just like that, a golden glow begins to take over him. At this, no sound was heard or nothing, as just like that, when the light was done, we would then see falling from the sky. We will see Asta as he was completely. First of all, he was completely shirtless. Like his clothes were almost gone. The only thing he had was like his briefs, which he just had his shorts and his underwear. That's it. As he was falling through the air, Noelle, who of course being the one that she is, ends up turning into her Valkyrie armor. She ends up catching him. At this, Asta does nothing more as he was currently unconscious. The influx of magic energy was way too much for him. The power that he had far exceeded anything that he was capable of controlling up to this point. As after seeing the danger was now averted and now everything was okay, everyone would look on in shock until people would actually begin to cheer. It stopped. It stopped its rampage. At this, everyone was cheering excitedly as the rest of the Black Bulls were not part of it though. So they look at Asta and worry. As they wonder, was he okay? Was he like good? They didn't know what happened, but they were of course terrified of it. As after putting Asta down, the rest of the Black Bulls would end up arriving as they all surround him. At this, they try waking up Asta, but currently right now he wasn't waking up anytime soon. Or at least that's what they thought. At this, however, they did check Asta's wounds, only to be surprised. His wounds that were there, such as his broken arms, well, they were healed. It was odd. At this, really looking at Asta confused as they see that he was almost perfectly fine. Not a single scratch on him. Of course, the Black Bulls were surprised, but they were happy as they stared down at Asta. Which didn't take long. As this one, just like that, appearing right in front of them, we will see none other than the Queen of the Witches. Well, look at all the chaos you have all caused, she would say as she looks at them with disgust. At this, Vanessa would look at her surprised. She then turns. What do you mean? We legit saved this place. As she does, she looks at her angrily. You dare talk back to me? And what saved? You completely destroyed it. At this, the Black Bulls now look around as they actually realize that, well, they did destroy it. And by they, I mean Asta. Asta had completely, nearly wiped out the entire witch's forest from legit wiping out everyone. The damage that he caused was so instrumental. Heck, it would have been better if the item that son did attack. Because the way Asta did it, he made it look like it was kitty work compared to what he would do. At this, Vanessa would look at the confused. She would then suddenly wrap the back of her head, like, sheepishly. Oh, well, I mean, I mean, technically, we did save you. At this, the queen was having no jokes, though. You find this amusing? At this one suddenly, just like that, she would then flip over her gold bar, as she would then suddenly begin to make ginormous blood cross, as all the black bulls will then be, captured. At this, Vanessa will be surrounded as all her friends were being captured, except for Asta, as he was legit not affected by it. At this, she'll look at her. What are you doing? At this, the Queen of Witches says nothing more. She then turns to Noelle. At this, she remembered how she pointed her drill directly close to her neck and was legit about to finish her off. And it pissed her off so much. As many since the fact she could already tell Noelle was some noble blood. As she thought Noelle had probably gotten everything in life. So who was she to go ahead and judge her? As just like that, the Queen of Witches would then make a ginormous blood red needle as she planned on actually stabbing into Noelle. You came here into my kingdom. You disrespected me. You destroyed my home, and you dare had the right to actually sit here and be amused about it. You disgusting traitor. At this, she will be glaring at Vanessa. She's able to do nothing more but watch. As just like that, the Queen of Witches would then suddenly throw the ginormous blood red needle directly towards Noelle, as she's doing nothing more but watch. However, this one just like that, a ginormous red light would then suddenly undertake. As suddenly tapping Noelle on top of the head, we will see none other than a red cat. No, you're the one who betrayed me. At this, we will see the influx of magic energy, as this is when we see Vanessa unlock her true magic, which is legit to control fate. Which is legit, I find that completely overpowered and ridiculous. Like, what? How do you control fate? Like, how do you go from having thread magic to now controlling fate? I don't understand that, Black Clover. I really don't, buddy. Don't get me wrong. It's an OP ability. I love it. But at the same time, how do you go from threads to controlling fate itself? And don't you dare say, oh, because it's a thread of fate. No. Like, how? It just doesn't make sense to me. You know what? Magic. Either way, moving on. As Vanessa would say this, the Witch Queen will be surprised. This is when suddenly, as she says this is when a voice would then boom in. She's right, At this, we then see getting out from his, nap. You'll see Asta as he currently gets up, feeling quite sore. That took forever, Asta would think. As he had been so far just completely napping pretty much. As he looks around. But to understand the situation instantly, he tells the queen that, yeah, I mean, it's true. As Asta would say this, the Queen of Witches does nothing more but watch in shock, as she can do nothing. At this, she will see that Vanessa's magic is superior, and due to this, she will be down completely. At this, also seeing that all this was taken care of, or then begin to walk to Vanessa, as this one saying he then flicks her on the forehead. Ow! What was that for? At this, also just looks at her. Simple, because we didn't have to go through all this bullcrap of you just went ahead and asked me for help. However, good job on unlocking powerful magic. Now I can go all out on people without them accidentally being murdered. As Asta would say this with an innocent smile, Vanessa can do nothing more but laugh. Asta, I don't think you should. But this also goes ahead and begins to complain about it as we didn't turn our attention to Mars. He was crying over Fana. She was currently slipping into unconscious. At this, they were currently in their warm embrace for now, but now it was finally time for her to go. She couldn't last out any longer. As she ends up, closing her eyes, actually preparing to allow fate, Mars would be crying out even louder, hoping that she would wake up. However, this one suddenly Asta would just suddenly casually walk over. As just like that, Asta begins to concentrate as a ginormous amount of magic energy just pours through him and goes directly to Fana. I don't know how to pronounce her name. I'm just going to call her Fana. I know it's Fenzel or something. I am going to try to learn how to pronounce her name in the future, but for now, stick with me here, people. As Asta was doing this, he began to hear her as Mars would look at him in surprise. At this, he would then look at him. It's honestly surprising that she survived the hit. I'm telling you right now, there was a definite chance that she was supposed to be finished off here. However, she stood strong. She was able to take the attack. Even though she was in an immense amount of pain, she still lived on. So, that deserves enough respect to her for her to live. as Asta was influxing her with ginormous amount of healing energy. Fana would then suddenly be completely healed up. The wounds were completely taken care of. Now, before you guys start copying in the comments like, what, man, how is he able to do that? You guys got to remember, this man, Acnologia, was able to heal legit ginormous dragons, bro. Ginormous dragons. And Asta has Acnologia's powers. Plus, he had to learn how to heal since he was a kid, so, I mean, yeah. And due to this, I would see this happening as Asta would be able to heal her. Got anything to say? Say in the comments down below. But besides that, Asta ended up healing Fana. She then turns to Mars. As, of course, seeing this, Fana would, of course, begin to tear up as Mars would then hug her once again. As he then looks at Asta. Said, thank you. At this, Asta shrugs as he begins to walk towards Vanessa. As he then shouts, alright guys, it's time for us to go home. I'm kind of tired here. However, this one suddenly, all the witches that were there would then suddenly turn to them. You bastards! You destroyed our home! One of them would shout. And this one then caused an uproar as many of them begin to shout at Asta, sending him threats and everything. At this, Vanessa will be looking at this as she begins to sweat. Asta, I think we should... However, this one Asta didn't have a smirk on his face. Oh, shut it, you old hags. You guys already know that you're here because you guys couldn't keep a husband. At this, all the Black Bulls turned to Asta as if he was insane. As this went just like that, multiple spells went fired off as the Diamond Mages, well, they were gone. The only ones that were really left were just Mars, and Fana. And I guess you could say Lodgeros, but by this point, he had already run away. You don't want to mess with the freaking ginormous dragon, dude. Like, you're insane. So due to this, the Black Bulls ended up running away as Mars and Fana would also end up escaping. At this, as they were running though, Mars went and turned to Asta. Asta, thank you once again. I'm telling you, one day, I will repay you for this. At this, as Asta was running away, he would then turn to Mars. Yeah, you better. Next time I see you, I better see a 5-course meal with every single different flavor and sauce and topping on top of it. At this, Mars ended up hearing this and laughed actually, for the first time in a while. As he looks at Asta, he will give a nod as both of them would then go their separate ways. As the rest of the Black Bulls were escaping the angry witches, as each one of them were laughing and just enjoying the event, as all of them had a smile on their faces. As he now turned towards a time skip. At this, you will then see after arriving in the Black Bulls base and, already telling it to Yami. Yami is instantly telling them, we have to report this to the Wizard King. So, of course, they, of course, agreed to that. However, only Asta and, the original group in canon would go. However, as they were going, they'll also be thinking in his mind. The influx of magic energy. Absorbing the power of a spirit. And everything that was happening above. It pushed Asta to unlock another form. New power. And this got Asta excited. He couldn't wait to test it out. He couldn't wait to train it. There was still more potential he could reach. And he was planning to reach it all and become the strongest. As also have a satisfying smile on his face. As this is where we're now going to end this part to the what if. Hopefully you guys do enjoy. Sorry that the Witch's Forest arc took much longer. But the thing is, the thing was, not going to lie to you, I don't really know how, but I just think it would be a pretty good case. I mean, I was trying to think of multiple ways to bring out this form. And I was thinking, you know what, the Witch's Forest, it's pretty distant. Not a lot of people are going to see it. It's honestly one of the best places. You guys can agree with me on it. You guys don't have to agree with me on it. It's up to you guys, really. But, heck, guys, thank you all so much for supporting me and watching this part to the what if and making it to the end of the video. Because if you guys do, then you guys are amazing. Very quick, another thing. You guys... I'm pretty sure some of you guys are questioning, bro, how did he get, this dragon form? And that the thing is, I don't really, because you see, I'm not sure it really was truly explained, how Acnologia was able to do so. The most that we got was that he ended up overusing, his lost magic. Which, if you guys have seen throughout the entire time, Asta has been going all out with it. He's been training with it, he's been growing up with it. And due to this, I can see him doing so, legit, just gaining up the dragon form. And as for him, gaining control and due to it, that's mostly for his character development. As we can't just have Asta being fully control over his dragon form, flying around and, one-shotting everyone. Because to me personally, that's just not fun. That's honestly quite boring. But heck, that's just me, and honestly, yeah. And again, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm surprised at how long this what if took. Like this, I told you guys I was not gonna have any energy for a 40-minute what if or even 30, and this thing is like nearly around 40 minutes. Like, jeez, wow. But still, thank you all so much for your support. You guys truly have been amazing with it, and hopefully you guys will continue to support me and my whole lot of weirdness and everything about that. I am still improving, I'm still trying, but overall, I think this was a good video. And with that being said, guys, I'm pretty much done with all these announcements. Thank you all so much for your support, and either way, it is your host, Seiji Samurai, and your boy is going to start editing. Alright, GG's, hope you have a good day, bye!